Hello everybody, Brittany here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to grade individual participants as well as provide personalized feedback on the grading page. So I'm going to be showing you how we pull our rubrics into the grading and also provide personalized feedback and talk a little bit about what I include with the personalized feedback just so everyone's on the same page. So I'm going to be using Edgecombe Elementary as a sample for the course. I'm going to actually walk you through grading. So I'm actually going to grade a student and show you exactly what you need to do. So from our home page, the way to get to the grading page, you go to Settings, Grades. And this is the same on the student side as well. So if you have trouble with one of your participants not being able to find their grades, tell them to go to Settings, which is in the same place, and Grades. Now this is going to bring you to the grading page, and all grading is going to be done with this page. Once your students are loaded into the course, you're going to have a long list of students, and it's going to look just like this, with each week having their own personalized feedback. To provide feedback for each week, so let's say week 1 just finished up, I'm ready to grade all of my students. Let's click on the week 1 feedback link. And so we're going to go here to actually grade our students. So you'll see there'll be a long list of all your students' names and then grade, which is highlighted in yellow. So let's say Emmy has completed her work. I want to make sure to provide her feedback and grade her work. So I'm going to hit grade. And it's going to bring you to this page. So notice I have a lot of options here. I provide an actual grade, a yes or a no, whether she completed the work or not. And then there's this box here where we're going to be providing the rubric to really explain why they got a yes or why they got a no, as well as personalized feedback. So first thing we need to do is we need to get our rubric from the actual assignment page. So I opened an additional tab here to go and find the rubric. So we're in week 1. Going to go to the assignment page, learning to create, creating to learn. And I'm going to scroll all the way down where I have this nice little forum rubric. So I'm going to highlight. Copy, and paste. So you see now, I am now going to actually go through and grade these. So it gets a little funky in the box, and that's totally fine. But what you do is you put an X where they did it. So let's say she did her original forum, she replied to her retained, and she completed the limited activity. One thing I do for fun is kind of bold them and change the color a little bit, make sure they can see exactly. I'm actually going to capitalize these, so I'm going to make, oh, that is capitalized. Okay. Okay, so they successfully completed this activity. Now once I save, it's actually going to change this box to have lines. But for right now, they can tell, yes, I did that, yes, I did that, yes, I did that. And if they have something in the no column, obviously they would know that that's why they got a no upstairs. Now if there's anything that you say no to, so let's say she did her original forum, but she has not replied, I put the no in this column, and I actually grade her no. So unless they have completed all the activities from the original post, replying to peers, and their tool activity, they get a no. Once they've completed all activities, the forum, replies, and activity, and then it's a yes. So if you have anyone, and I'm sure you'll have someone come to you and being like, well, I did all the activities, but I didn't reply, you can also bring them to this page and be like, yes, you didn't reply, so that's not a completed activity. Once you reply to your 2 peers, then I will give you full credit for the assignment. And below is where I add personalized feedback. So I would go to her actual post. So obviously there is not an actual post that Emmy has done here, but Once there is a post, I would actually look at her discussion, read it through, and then go and provide some personalized feedback. Now, before I write anything, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what I say for personalized feedback. I really do actually read their post, even if I'm just skimming it a little bit, see if she has some really great points, or if there's something that maybe I saw in a different way, or some way I can encourage her to think deeper. I try to end it with a question. So I'll say something really positive about her post and really have it specific to her post so she knows that I actually read it. And then also pose a question for deeper thought. So, or encourage her further if there's something that I felt like she could expand upon, talk a little bit more about that. Your thoughts are really a little bit unique in the course. It would have been really great if you could have built this out further, because it would have been really beneficial to your peers as well. So something along the lines of making it very personal and adding a question for further thought is how I add a little bit of personalization in the feedback and response. And also if they need more of a push, because sometimes you'll get replies that are maybe 1 or 2 sentences long, which is not what we really want. So encouraging them to be like, you have really great thoughts. I really wish you would have added more to this statement, or explain this further to me. Anything that will push them to engage more or expand their thoughts. If they really think that you're reading through and providing personalized feedback, they'll be much more encouraged to actually build out those responses. So once you've replied and given them their personalized feedback, you say save and show next, and your next student will pop in and you actually can grade them as well. Next, I want to show you a little bit of a shortcut. If you have a specific student that you want to look at their work over the period of time and you don't want to have to go through the forum and actually look at every individual forum post, because that can get very difficult, especially if you have some students that are falling behind, to go back and check the forums and seeing if they're catching up or seeing if they're replying to peers. It gets a little complicated if people are off track. So let's say you want an alternative to actually going into the forums to read their post or to see how they're engaging in the course. I'm going to show you how. Let's go back to our main page. So once we're on our main Innovate to Transform page, we want to look at our participants. So go to Navigation, and under your course name, now clearly you won't have the long list of courses, you'll probably just have this one. Under the name you will see Participants, and you will see Reports. Click on Reports. Now from here I can view the activity of every student, including teachers' participation in the course. So we are in Innovate to Transform. I want to see Emmy's activity within the course, whether she's logged in or anything like that. I usually put all days, especially if a student is falling behind, so I can actually see their engagement over all the days in the course, not just yesterday. And then I would pick a specific activity. So we're doing week 1, so I want to see her activity in the Learning to Create, Creating to Learn forum. So this would allow me to see all of the posts that she has added, whether she has replied to peers or has added a new post herself. And make sure that all actions say add. Because if they just view the page, so let's say we say view, that doesn't mean that they're actually interacting. That just means they went to the page to look at the activity or look at the forum. We really want to look at what they're adding to the course, what they're posting to the course. So I want to see what she's added, and we want it to display on page, and I'll say get this logs. Now clearly Emmy has not logged in or logged out in this course, so that's why she's not showing up. But I'm going to skip to a different course that's actually getting started to take a look at what this actually looks like. So make sure, again, you're in the right course. You pick your specific student name, all days, the actual forum activity. So make sure it says forum, not just week 1. Add, display on page, get these logs. So let's take a look at what this actually looks like. So I'm going to my home. Now you're not going to see this other course, but I'm just going to show you this as an example. Going back to a really old course. Goodness, this is old. But I just want to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to Navigation, Reports, Getting Started. So I'm in the right course. I want to see what Becky Beamgard has done all days because it's been a while. I want to see what she's done in the blueprint of your ideal classroom forum. I want to make sure that she's added, not just viewed, and I'm going to get these logs. So it's going to show me what she's done. So she has added to the one-to-one classroom forum, and if I want to actually see her post, I actually click on Forum Add Post. So on the page, and when you do your own reports, this is what's going to show up. You want to look at the action. She's added a post. I can actually have a pop out and read her response here. So I can actually tell what she's been doing in the course, read it through, and if I want to, I can go back and provide her feedback if I keep that tab open. So I can jump back and forth, read her responses and provide her personalized feedback. So that might be a little bit easier for you than going into the forum. But there's two options for how you can view their posts. And there's also times where I just want to see what they've done in the course overall. So I would keep it on all activities, add, and now I can see if Becky, to review, see if she's responded to everything at all. So if she's fallen behind or if there's something that she skipped over and I want to make sure that she went back, maybe I look at all activities and see everything that she's added to and double check to see the peer replies. So I see that she's added to this forum post and she's also replied to 3 peers. That should be just about everything you need to know for grading and personalized feedback. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or any of your facilitator coaches. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you.